Well, this is the last week of November. It is okay, bike, whenever you want to stop. The temperature on the computer says it's 62 degrees. And by looking at the thermometer there, it looks like it's about 56 degrees. So, whatever, right? There's a 40% chance of rain. But I don't care. I'm gonna ride my bike. Yeah, we was me and Keith out riding yesterday. Really a nice day. And Keith went home, and I came home, and I was kind of looking at the videos that I'm subscribed to. But anyway, it's, I guess, time to take a little ride and tell a little bit of stories, I guess. But no, I was looking at the subscriber videos. I went ahead and popped up the old internet temperatures to see what it was like. You know, especially the 10-day forecast, and make sure what it's going to be like that first day of polar bear season. Well, of course, I seen the first 3 days of December. 60 degrees. In the lows would be in the 40s, and then the highs in the 50s and 60s. It's like, what happened to the polar bear, huh? I guess by rights it don't bother me any that I'm gonna miss the first 3 days, if probably more, polar bear, because it's just too warm. But that's okay. I can make up for it later. It's no big deal. So anyway, I called Keith. I said, hey Keith, you know, it's probably a couple hours later down the road. I figured he was home by then. So I called him up and I says, did you happen to look at the 10-day forecast? And he says, oh, no, I haven't looked at the 10-day or anything. Why? And I said, do you realize December 1st, we are not going to be polar bearing? And he seemed to be sort of a little bit disappointed, like me. You know, we just wanted to get out there and do it. But then, you know, hey, we're not in control of the weather. We can't help that. And that's usually the biggest problem we have here in Ohio, where we're at, of trying to win the polar bear for, you know, we're the Polar Bear Championship Committee, which has nothing to do with the Polar Bear Challenge, and then again, it has something to do with the Polar Bear Challenge. It's kind of yes and no. But yeah, that's the whole reason we can't get very many miles in the polar bear, is just because our weather. It just doesn't cooperate a lot of times. So whatever, right? Okay. Well, that's that. We'll just forget about that now. I mean, so it's going to be a week or so before we get into the polar bear. Last year, I goofed around for 2 weeks. 1 week I wasn't home, and the next week I just went out and tried to, do a little couple miles to get my get into it, and wasn't much worried about it. Once it does get cold, though, we get out there and we ride. A lot of people go out and do 5-10 miles and call it a ride. We don't call that a ride. We want to ride. So, yeah, okay. We'll end that one. Okay, back at the clubhouse. The neighbor lady, she was over, like I said, broke her foot during the summer, so I went over and mowed a yard for her, done a lot of the walking and stuff so she wouldn't have to do it while she had her broken foot, which it got better. So, I'm done mowing her yard. She's on her own again. Of course, she's the kind that wants everybody to do everything for her. So, she was complaining about the tree in her front yard, which you guys seen some of the clips from that, where we went over and cut her tree down, Well, I told Keith, so we'll go ahead and cut her tree down since she wants it cut down. We could always use the wood for heating the houses and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and do it. Said, but I'm not doing it with her home, because it seems like she's always out there in the way, and I don't want to drop a 400 or 500 pound branch on her head. So he said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, we'll just go out. We'll, oh, excuse me. So we'll just go out and we'll cut the tree down. Take a couple branches at a time while she's at church, and we'll get her done. So he said, well, okay, we could do that. So we'd go out every Sunday. She'd take off and go to church. We'd go over there and we'd cut a branch or two off and drag it over the house and everything. And well, the last time the video was up, we had one more branch to cut off that had some, I guess, twigs or whatever on it, sticks. And as you can see right now, it's down. It is down. But it got cut down yesterday. And me and Keith, we thought it kind of strange that, we were working on it, we were getting it. It was coming down. But here she, I don't know if she bugged some guy to get up here and get it done, or she had a couple guys said they'd do it, but they never showed up. And that's why I told Keith, said, well, we'll go do the neighborly thing again and we'll help out. But anyway, we was going to go ahead and help her out again. But it was cut down yesterday, which, I'll turn around here. You can see it over there. It's been cut down. But anyway, what she did is, I don't know, like I say, I don't know if she bothered that guy to make him come out and get it done, or the guy finally had a chance. He thought, well, let's go cut that tree down. But I told Keith, I said, what upsets me is, if the guy was going to come cut the tree and he just happened to show up now, and he's seen how over all the hard work was done, all the branches way up in the air, you had to climb and stuff, and watch out not knocking down that wire, and don't want to put a big hole in one of them wells she's got out there. Didn't want to knock down her fence or her mailbox or anything like that. So all the hard work was done. All was left was one little branch to cut off, which had twigs and stuff on it. Well, there she is over there walking. Didn't even see her till now. But anyway, they brought some branches over yesterday. she come over and knocked on the door. Wanted to know if they could put the branches, because the guys that took the wood didn't want the branches. And they were just going to leave them lay there in her yard. She thought, go carry them over their house. So, you can tell the stuff we cut off, it's still not cut up yet. Right over there where we burn at. That's where they threw their sticks they didn't want to have nothing to do with. They wanted the big wood. So there's their sticks. That's what was left on that trailer right there. But anyway, say, well, I guess being a neighborly guy, go ahead, throw your brush there. They did. And the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of not really mad, but I'm a little upset. It's like, look, I had two people lined up to cut down that tree. None of them would do it. Then I went over there and I done all the hard work, cutting it down. All that was left was one branch and a stump, or not a stump, but the tree, the main part, the wood, the good stuff, what everybody wants to burn. It's there. So, anyway, I say, okay, here's this other guy over there. He's whacking her down, taking all the wood, good wood. Doesn't have to do all the hard work, just cut that sucker down and go. It kind of upsets me. It's like, if he pulled up to do it, did he not know that I was doing it? What gave him the right to take all the good wood after I done all the hard work getting the limbs down? But they did. I don't know. I don't even know why she didn't say, well, the neighbor's taking it down. Well, I don't need you to do it now. But I lost on out on that, didn't I?